Everyone, I hope all of you are doing great. So it's been a long time since I've uploaded any content on my channel itself, and I sincerely apologize for that. So of course, I got busy a lot in Swiggy itself. So but finally, you are going to see a lot of content coming out. And if you are watching this video, this means that already all the videos of this particular series have been uploaded to the channel. Don't worry, every day at 8 p.m. I'll be uploading a video which will be the sequel of every video for this dynamic programming series. Correct. Let's continue with the question we have today, which is called best time to buy and sell stock with cooldown. Right. So we've already solved some of the problems of buy and sell, category, best stock buy and sell kind of thing. Right. But this question is kind of very unique in its way because first of all, in this particular question, if I lay out very quickly, we have already solved a kind of question called buy and sell stock, best time to buy and sell stock, infinite transactions, right? So in infinite transactions, we are allowed to do as many transactions as we want, given that we only hold one stock at a time. Meaning that at one point of time, we'll be having only one stock with us, right? But we can buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell multiple times, right? You cannot buy two times and then sell two times. No, you have to buy and then sell, and after that selling only you can buy. This we have already solved, right? Here somewhere you'll see the I button and the link to that question. That is very important to watch before this video. So that was infinite transactions. Here you are allowed to do infinite transactions, but the catch is that every single transaction is complete after you sell a stock. Basically, transaction is you buy and you sell, right? After every transaction is complete, right, you sell the stock, you have to give 1 day of cooldown. Basically, if you are buying on, let's say, 0th day, correct, if we consider an array indexes, 0th day you are buying, you will be selling, let's say, on the 3rd day, right? So on the 4th day you cannot do any transaction, you cannot buy, of course you cannot sell because you don't have any stock. So buying is prohibited only after the I plus like ith day. So I plus 1th day, only that particular basically day you'll not be able to buy any stock. Correct. Let's go over the question once again and understand it. If it's still not clear, don't worry. You have to go very slowly, right? We are not in any hurry. So you are given an array prices where prices of I is the price of the given stock on ith day. For example, if this is the array, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is the price of the stock on the 0th day. This is the 0th index of the array. So this is the price of the stock on 0th day. This is the price of the stock on the 1th day, 2th day, 3rd day, 4th day, and so on. Correct. So you are given prices, and prices of I means the price of the stock on the ith day. I hope this line is clear. Find the maximum profit you can achieve. You may complete as many transactions as you like. Again, this is infinite transactions. You can do as many transactions as you like. That is buy one and sell one share of stock multiple times. That you can do with following restrictions. This is exciting. So this question is having this following restrictions, and there's a single restriction that after you sell a stock, you cannot buy stock on the next day. On the, for example, if you sell the stock on the ith day, you cannot buy another stock on the I plus 1th day. That is restricted. Correct. So that is a cool down day, which we are referring to as. So if you sell the stock on the I plus 1th day, you are not going to buy anything. You're going to relax, and from I plus 2th day, you are going to start doing another transactions if you plan to. Right? There's an option, but if you plan to. So note, you may not engage in multiple transactions simultaneously. This I've already covered. So at one point of time, you can only hold one stock, right? You cannot hold multiple stocks and then sell them on the best possible day. That's not possible, right? And the example they've given, let's ignore this. Let's first go to the board and understand the question there, right? With an example, so that understanding is clear, like crystal clear, right? So let's go to this. Consider this particular array. What we have given is that we are given this particular these numbers, and let's say let's add indexes to these days itself, this array indexes itself. So this is the 0th day, and the price of the stock on 0th day is 1 rupees, $1, whatever currency you are watching this video from, consider that. 1th day is 3, 2th day is 5, 3 days 3 rupees, and 4th day is 7 rupees, right? And so on. So what you can do, I'll just try to explain you through going through that. For example, if I buy the stock here, I will be selling the stock. Let's say the best selling point, you see that, let's say this is 5 is the best selling point. So what is the profit I earned? So let's say 1 rupees I bought the stock, 5 rupees I sold the stock. So 4 ka profit I am gaining from here. So plus 4 I am writing for this transaction. Now I cannot buy, although I really want to buy here. I really want to buy so that I can sell on 7. This is a very good deal. But sadly, there is a cooldown. This is the restriction. Since I have sold the stock here now, I cannot buy here. This day is now blocked. I cannot do the buy operation on this day. If I'm selling here, the next day is blocked for you. You cannot perform any selling operation, or you can say any buying operation post you have sold the stock, correct? So this is now blocked. I cannot do anything here since selling is here. I hope this restriction is clear now to everyone. What option do I have? I only have one single option, which is I'll be buying the stock here and I'll be selling the stock here. I'm making a profit of 2. Now, I don't know if this is the ideal answer for this particular test case, but we are definitely going to use this test case in order to get our answer. But you realize, right, that this is what is actually happening. This is what actually it comes down to. Whenever you're selling, you are not allowed to buy on the next day. The next day is block. This is the question. I hope the question and the problem statement, all of these things are clear to everybody, right? We are first going to look over its recursive approach, because recursive approach is the approach which you want to search for whenever you are targeting any dynamic programming question. This we have already, in all the questions I've covered recursion, right? In all the dynamic programming questions in this series, recursion has been covered, right? So please think about recursion first and then try to convert things to tabulation itself. First you're going to think about recursion, then memoization, then tabulation. Let's think about the recursive approach of this question. The recursive tree can be a little big, so we have to be patient here, because this is the core, you can say, solution of this problem, correct? So what we are going to do is basically, in the recursive tree, basically in the recursion, we are going to keep two variables basically. That is, one will be the index, right? With basically the day on which we are standing on, right? Basically the day, right? So I'm going to call it, let's say I, correct? And the second thing I'm going to keep is the state in which I am, correct? I can be in 3 states. So I can be either in 0 state. 0 state means that I'm going to buy on this day. Okay. 1 state means that I'm going to sell in on this day. And 2 state means that there is a cooldown. I'll be performing a cooldown on this day. So these are the 3 states I'm having. So there's the state variable I'm going to keep it. Correct. Right. Now considering these states, what are we actually going to do is that recursion is top down. So in recursion, what we're going to do is we are going to try to, on the 6th day, we are going to be in the cell state. Why is this case? We are going to, learn about that in a bit. But we are going to start from that on the 6th day. If I am in cell state, that what is the best I am able to make. Correct. Okay. So if you are in cell state, you are having two options. Either you can sell today, right? If either you can sell the stock today, right? If I sell the stock today, the total profit I'll be having, right, is basically this 9 will be added. So 9 will be my total profit till here. I'm writing this profit here only. But if I do not sell today, if I consider the previous day as selling day, this is the second option. So you are having two options on any day, on any state. Basically, if you are in a particular state, either you can perform that state's operation. For example, if the state is buy today, either I can perform the buy operation today, that is one option, or I can consider the previous day's that state, right? That is the whole scenario in this problem, correct? So basically you just have to be in a state, right? If you want to sell today, either you can sell today. This is just like a pick not pick strategy, right? Pretty similar to that. Either you want to pick it, or you want to not pick today and pick tomorrow, something like that, right? So either I can sell today. This is state is 1, so this means we are going to sell today. Either I can sell today, right? Or I can, consider the selling day as the day before this sixth day, correct? So here no profit will be made in this particular case. If I'm going to sell today, then the previous day will be what? Then the previous day will definitely be what? It will be buy day, correct? Before sell, we have the buy state, right? Before sell, we have the buy state. Okay. So here, the total profit we are going to make is what? Here the total profit we are going to make is not the profit. It's 9 only. Profit is index. We are going to stand on 5. Correct. So on the fifth index, we are considering whether we are doing it or not. Correct. Here also the index is going to be 5, but the state will remain the same. Since we did not decide to go forward with selling today, that state will remain same here. I hope this is clear to everybody. Right. Let's move forward a little bit and it will be more clear once we are more into the question itself. Right. In the first one or two iterations, it will not be clear. Right. It will be clear once we are actually through with the algorithm, some part of it. Correct. So we are in this particular day. Basically, we are considering the fifth day as the buy day. Correct. I am having option. I can either buy today or I can not buy today. That is the simple algorithm, right? So either I can buy today. If I buy today, the profit I was having was 9. But if I buy today, this amount will be deducted from my total profit. So the profit I'll be having after, like if I buy today, will be 9 minus 6, which is 3. Why are we considering 6? Because we are on the fifth day, correct? So price of the stock is 6 on this day. So if I'm going to buy today, I'm going ahead with buying today. I am going to say that yes, I'm basically interested in basically cutting off the price of this particular day from the profit I've made till now, and the profit, after doing this buy operation is 3. Right. I'm going ahead with buying today. I'll be transformed to the previous day, but the state will be not buy state, not sell state. It will be the state before buy state, which is cool down state. So state will be cool down here. Is this clear? Right. So before basically this particular day, 5,0, we are, of course, this you get right, that we buy and then we sell and then it's the cooldown and then again we can buy. So after we have bought a basically thing, the assumption is that before buying we must be in a cooldown, right? So we are saying that let's say on the fourth day I am on a cooldown, correct? If I do not buy today, right? If I do not buy today, what is the thing which is going to happen? The profit is going to stay as 9 only. I'm not buying today, right? But what is going to happen is the day will be index 4. Day will be index 4. What is the state will remain the same. I'm going to basically, this is saying that I'm not doing any transaction on fifth day. I'm trying to buy on fourth day. I hope you're getting this. This question actually demonstrates the top down behavior of recursion very beautifully, right? So let's move a little bit more forward, right? Recursion tree is going to be big, right? That I can already sense, right? But yeah, let's do it patiently only, right? 4 comma 2, what are we going to do here? I'm going to increase my speed a little bit here, right? So on the fourth day, we are saying that if I'm on a cooldown, 2 means cooldown, right? So I can stay on cooldown on this particular day. This is one option. I can stay on cooldown on this particular day, or I can consider the previous day as cooldown. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, let's say if you have bought the stock here, either you can stay at cooldown on this day. Basically, you have to leave a day in between any transaction, right? So one transaction is complete, you have to leave a day. Either I can stay in cooldown on this day. Either I can leave this day and then consider the selling point from these days, right? Basically the selling state from these days, because only if we have selling here, then this day can be in cooldown, right? And since we have bought on this day, this is sure, right? After this much we have done, this is sure that we are buying here on this particular day. But if we are buying here, we have to stay in cooldown here. Either I can stay in cooldown here and then consider the selling states like from 3 onwards, or I can consider this as well as a cooldown, like the previous day as well as a cooldown. So what I'm trying to say is, either I can also consider 4 as the cooldown day. If I consider the fourth day as the cooldown day, right? Similar, right? We are considering buying as this particular at this particular day. Here I'm saying that if I consider cooldown as this particular day, if I consider this, I'll be on the third day, but my state will be the selling state since I have considered this day as a cooldown. Getting my point? But if I'm not considering this day as a cooldown, this means that I'm not doing any transaction on this day. And if I'm not doing any transaction on this day, the simple conclusion is that this cooldown will be shifted to the previous day itself. Right. Right. If you're not doing any transaction to this on this day, you're not even considering this day as a cooldown as well, then you are basically wasting this day. You're not doing any transaction here. What does the profit figures look like? Yeah, on the cooldown day, the same profit will be transferred because there is no change of profits itself. Correct. That is going to be the same thing. Okay. Now I hope this cooldown line is clear. Now we have considered almost like all the cases 0, 1, 2. We are again back on 1, and 1 means that we are considering this as you can say the third day as the selling day. Right. Now you are having an option. Either you can consider this day as a selling day. You are considering this day. If you consider this day as a selling day, the profit will be 6. If you do not consider this day as a selling day, then the profit will remain 3. When you sell, you gain whatever amount is here, right? So you are staying with 3 here, and if you sell, you are gaining 3 here. But if you sell here, the previous state will be buy, correct? So on the second day, you are considering to buy. This 1 will become 0. But if you're not doing any transaction here, you're on the second day, but the same state will be preserved, correct? Let's consider let's go forward more. So on the 6th, on this particular day, right, you are considering to buy, right? We just have to think about this case. You don't have to care about any of these anymore. Just have to care about single case. This is recursion. We are breaking the problem down into smaller problems. So if we consider this particular day as buying day, right, and if I buy on the second day, if I buy here, this price will be deduced from my total profit. Total profit will become 1, and my state will become from 0, it will become 2, correct? So on the index 1, I am considering the state of cooldown. But if I am not doing any transaction on this day, the profit will remain 6. But the problem is that if the profit is remaining 6, index will be 1 and the state will be by, correct? State will get preserved, correct? In short, let's move forward. Let's consider this case on the 0th day, on this particular day, on 1st day. What we are doing is either we can consider the stock to on the second state 2 means cooldown. Either we can consider this particular this particular index as a cooldown day. If I do so, if I consider this as a cooldown day, then the previous day will become a buying day. Before cooldown it comes buying, right? So index 0, we are considering that as a buying day. Index basically index 0, we are considering that as a cooldown day as well, right? So here the state is getting preserved, right? 0 case is kind of you can say exciting case because on the 0th day, if you are buying, right, then the total profit you are able to make is here it was cooldown. So let me write the profit as well, which we were able to make till here, right? Actually, I should not write this profit like going upward, but just for consideration, I'm writing this, right? So actually the profit will be returned. So from 0, it is I'm not going to write this anymore on the profit anymore, right? So if you are buying on the 0th day, this will be returned as a -1, right? So -1 will be returned because you have bought on this particular day, correct? Okay. Here on the 0th day, if you're going on a cooldown, right, you're not doing any transaction, 0 will be returned as a profit, correct? Now, don't look at these things. These were just for explanation purposes, right? We only have to consider while going down, right? In fact, I should remove all these as well. So have removed all those things from here. So from here, you can say that this day you are considering as a you can say a cool down day, and if that is a cool down day, only thing you can do is you can consider maximum of all these. So if you this is a cool down day, then you consider that you are going to go ahead with not transacting at all in the previous day. So if you do not transact at all on the previous day and this day is a cool down day, so the profit you're going to return is 0. right? So previous day the max was not transacting at all, and this day there's a cooldown day, so total profit is returning is 0, right? Let's consider this particular case, 2 comma 0 here. If I, 0 means buy. If I buy here, I'm going to make a profit of 0 from the previous days. But if I'm going to not buy here, if I'm not going to buy here, then I'll be trying to buy on this particular day. And if I do so, right, if I try to buy on that particular day, just a second. If I buy on this particular day, right, uh, on the Vanath index, either I can actually buy, right, either I can actually buy, and the 0th day will be a cooldown day, or I can, try to buy on the 0th day itself. So 0 with a 0, correct? The state is getting preserved. From here, if I, it's a cooldown day. On 0th index, it's a cooldown day. This means that nothing will be done here. 0 index is actually the base case. So on the 0th index, if you're buying, then you have to pay this price. So this -1 I'm going to return from here. Now considering this 1 comma 0, we are going to do what? We are going to simply, return this 1 comma 0. And since we are buying here, right, on the 0th day we are buying. Since you just consider this, what is the best you are able to do? Should you, actually buy, or should you keep it as a cooldown? If you actually buy, total price will be 0 plus, basically you have to pay this price. So -3 you have to pay. So total profit is -3. But if you are staying, not buying on this day as well, then what is the best you are doing is that -1 plus -3, right? If you're not buying, means that you're not transacting at all, so -1 is the best. So what is best? Should I buy, on this day? If I buy on this day, then the profit from here will be -3. If I do not do any transaction here, then means that I'll be buying on the previous day, and definitely you can see that -1 is a better day to buy. So who is the maximum? -1 is definitely the maximum. This is going to be returned to this, correct? -1 will be returned, correct? This 6 is of no use. This 3 is of no use now. This 3 is of no use, correct? It was just for explanation purposes, right? Now on this day, just let's slow down. Let's think about it again, right? Second day you were standing on, and you were considering to buy on this particular day. If you actually buy on this day, then from the previous days, it's actually no point of doing any transaction, right? If you actually buy on this particular day. But if you, on the second day, if you actually, buy 0, what's the price you're going to pay is -5 plus -5. -5 is what you're going to make in total if you buy today only and do not transact at all in the previous days. If you consider this particular case, -1 is coming from here, and if you do not buy here, right? So if you do not transact here at all, then 0 will be added. This is right. This you're transacting this particular thing, and this is you're not transacting this state, right? So if you're not transacting, this means that there's no change in your thing, in the profit which is coming along. So best is what? Should I buy on 5 or should I buy on 1? This is actually the competition between 5 and 1. I should definitely buy at 1. So here I'm going to return, you can say this 1 itself, correct? This -1 itself. That is the best I'm able to do, correct? Let's consider this day now, 3 comma 1, right? From here, what are we going to do is that one was that I am transacting, and second is that I'm not transacting. If I'm not transacting, then 2 comma 1. Now 2 comma 1 definitely says that, either I can transact or I cannot transact. If I transact, if I sell on this second day, right, then the previous day will be the 1th day and I'll be buying on that day, correct? If I do not do anything, then 1th day and I'm selling on 1th day. Here, let's consider if I actually buy on 1th day. If I actually buy on 1th day, 0th day with cooldown. If I do not buy on 1th day, 0th day with buy, correct? If I 1 comma 1 means that if I actually sell on 1th day, then 0th day will be a buy day, correct? It will be a buy day. And if I do not do any transaction, then then 0th day will be a selling day. Correct. Considering this, cooldown day will always return you 0. This will always return -1, because if 0th day you're buying, then -1 is the profit you'll be making. From here, you can see, if I do buy on the 1th day, it is actually, I think, similar to one of the cases. Yes, it is actually similar to whatever we have covered here. And this is what dynamic programming is, right? This is the repeating case. So answer for this case and this case will be same. So we don't need to calculate this again, and can simply return -1, which was getting returned from here. So this -1 will return from here. Right? This 1 comma 1, have we covered 1 comma 1 in this case before? No, we have not. So no issues. Let's consider this. We are going to return 0 comma 0 from here, right? And from here, basically 0 comma 0 means that you're buying on the 1th day. So 0th day, so -1 will return. And if you are not, basically buying here, right, 0 comma 1. So 1 means that you're selling, and selling doesn't really make sense if you're on the 0th day, because there is no day before that. So 0 will be, actually the, thing which is going to send here. So if you actually sell here, so 3 will be added here. But if you do not transact at all, then nothing will be added. Correct. So if you transact on 1th day and you're saying that I'm going to sell today, so profit you're able to make is 2. And that is good, right? But if you do not transact at all, it will be best as 0. So the best is, you can say, 2 only. I'm gaining a profit of 2, it's best. So I'm going to return 2 from. Now considering this, you can either sell on this day. So on second day, either you can sell. If you sell here, so you'll gain 5. But if you do not transact at all, it will be only 2. So if you actually sell, it is actually 4. 4 versus 2, 4 is better. This means that I am going to sell today instead of waiting to sell, day before that. So here I'm going to return 4. Now considering 3 comma 1, if you do sell on the third day, then you are going to gain 3. But if you do not do any transaction at all, you're going to gain 4. So this is actually 2 versus 4. So 4 I'm going to return, saying that I'm not going to transact here at all. Right. Now considering this 3 comma 2, this particular test case here, 4 is saying that I'm cooldown. So cooldown means that you're not going to add anything to whatever is coming from forward. So 3 comma 2 is going to do what? 3 comma 2 is going to say that, on the third day I'm trying to sell. Right. On third day I'm trying to say on cooldown. If on third day I'm trying to say on cooldown, I can either consider this day as cooldown. If I consider that, then second day will be a sell day. If I do not consider this, and if I say second day is a cooldown day, then it's a different story, right? Second day is a sell day. I think we have already covered, right? This. If second day we consider as a sell day, so best you can see is we are able to make 4. Right? This we have already calculated. So from here we are going to return 4. Correct. 2 comma 2 means that you are considering this day as a cooldown. If you consider this day as a cooldown, either you can consider this day as a cooldown. This means that 2 comma 2 means if you consider this day as a 1 comma 1, right? But if you consider the previous day as a cooldown, so 1 comma 2, then it's a different story. Correct. 1 comma 2 also we have covered that it returns the best, you can say, of 0, right? This is going to return us 0. And 1 comma 1 we have also covered, this returns 2. Correct. So 2 is going to be returned from here. Best is what? 2, if I consider cooldown, then this is the best. If I do not consider 2 as the cooldown, then this is the best. This I'm going to return to. Now let's consider this case more closely, right? I'm not in a hurry at all, right? My videos can be long, but I try to cover every, aspect of that. So 2 comma 2, on the second day, we are saying either we stay on cooldown, right? If you stay on cooldown, it's a, you can see that the profit you're able to make is 2, right? Buy here, sell here, and cooldown you consider on this day. So what's the profit? 2 you're able to make, right? That is what we are getting, right? But if you not consider this as a cooldown, you consider the previous day as a cooldown day, then there is no, you can either sell here, but there's no day to buy. So there is no transaction possible at all. Hence 0 you're getting from here. I hope this is clear. This is going to be returned as 2. 4 versus 2. If I consider this as a cooldown day, then 4. If I do not transact at all, then 2. I should consider this as a cooldown day. This means that considering this as a cooldown day is better. If I consider this as a cooldown day, then buy here, sell here, and cooldown here. Are you getting the problem itself? So this is the best. I'm going to return this. 4 will be returned from. Right. So now look at this. If I stay on cooldown on this particular day, I'm going to say what? If I'm going to stay on cooldown, I'm going to get 4 as the best profit I'm able to make. If I do not transact at all, I'm also getting 4. So this returns 4. Now consider this. If I stay on cooldown, right, I am basically have no option, because previous day I'm buying, right? So this day I have to stay on cooldown. If I do not stay on cooldown, then previous day will be cooldown. So best I am able to make is 4. Correct. Let's come back to here. So 5 comma 0, and it calls 4 comma 0, and basically we are saying that let's not transact today, let's transact day before today. So 4 means like, if on fourth index, if we try to buy the stock, it is not the ideal thing, but if we do try to buy the stock, what we are going to actually do is, what we end up doing is, uh, for either we can buy today, right? This is 5, this will be 3 comma 2, or we can wait for previous day to buy. So 3 comma 0. Now consider this, 3 comma 2, have we covered it? Yes, 3 comma 2 we have covered. So this is dynamic programming, we are optimizing, right? 4 will be returned from here, but 3 comma 0 I think we have not covered. uh, yes, 3 comma 0 we have not covered. So let's consider this. If I am trying to buy on this day, this is a good opportunity to buy, right? If I buy on this day, then the second day will be a cool down day. If I not buy on this day, then the second day will be a buy day. Now 2 comma 2 we have already covered. If I that is, if I am trying to sell on the second day, then profit I'm able to make is, if I'm going to sell on the second, cool down on the second day, then profit is 2. So 2 I'm going to make. If I'm trying to buy on the second day, 2 comma 0, somewhere we must have gone. So yeah, this you can see. So we return actually -1 actually. So -1 is returned from here. Now 3, if we do transact, if we do buy, right, on the third day, the best profit we are able to make is -1. But if we do not do anything, the best profit we are able to make is -1, right? So both of the cases -1. Since 3 is there, na, I'm minusing this because we are buying today. This is 0. So this is -1 and this is -1. So best we are able to do is -1. Now consider this. If we buy on the fifth day, although on the fourth day, right, uh, this is on the fourth day, it's not ideal, because although the previous profit we are able to make is 4 by buying here, selling here, then cool down here, this is the best we are able to make 4, but -7 will be the case. That is not good, right? But if we do not transact at all, the best we are able to make is -1, so we are going to return -1 from here. This 9 is of no use. This was just for explanation purposes. Okay, so let's move forward. Here you can see, on this particular day, either if I do buy, right, on the fifth index, then 4 is the profit from previous, -6. But if I do not transact at all, is the -1. So here I'm going to return what? I'm going to return -1 from it. So this is actually the whole recursive tree, right? Although we can cover the second part of it as well, and answer is going to come from there itself, right? I hope this recursion tree is clear how it's working. The similar tree you can try to complete it, right? And maybe tell in the comment section what was the final answer from this, right? You can pause this video, right? But I hope you got the explanation, you got the understanding of how this whole recursion tree is getting made. If still there are doubts in the recursion tree itself, then do let me know in the comment section. We'll try to cover it in a shorter test case, right? This test case is actually very big, but it is a good test case to explain. So let's move forward. Let's try to write some pseudocode right around this. I hope this recursion tree is clear, and how we are optimizingly, how we are beautifully calculating the result for a particular test case, right? Recursion you already know, correct? That at a particular time you only consider that particular instance, right? If there are doubts in recursion, then you're not going to get it. You have to watch this series from the first video, or better, just get some understanding around what is recursion and then try to solve this. What we are actually going to do is we are going to write a function called recur. So basically public int recur, int. And this function is going to take three parameters actually. Integer, the array prices itself, the index of the day we are standing on, and the state we are standing on, correct? So right, let's write this recursive function. Basically everything is going to be based on state. So if state is equal to 0, this is one case. Else if right here, else if state is equal to 1, this is another case. Else the state is 2, this is the another case. If state is 0, you're having two options. Either you can buy today or you can not buy today. So int buy is equal to, basically you are going to subtract the prices of I. That is the cost you have to pay, right? Plus recur for prices of I. Index will be decreased, but the state will also be like if you're buying today, right? You will be on cooldown in the previous day, right? If you're actually buying today. This is the first case if you buy. If you not buy, basically not do any transaction at all, then only prices array will be passed and index will be I minus 1, but state will be passed as it is, which is 0. What are we going to return? We are going to return of math.max of buy and not buy. Correct. This is the return. Correct. Now talking about state 1, pretty similar. If we do sell here, right, then prices of I will be added plus recur of prices, and if you're selling here then the previous day will be buy, right? So previous day will be buy, one is buying, right? So sorry, usually buy means 0. So not sell means only recur you're going to write, and prices a will be as it is, I minus 1, but state will be passed as it is, so it will be selling state only. In cooldown, if you consider today as cooldown, then nothing will be added. Cooldown where we don't actually subtract or add anything. Recur of prices comma I minus 1, and state will be the selling state. If you're considering today as cool down, if you not cool down today, not cool down, then recur prices I minus 1, and if you not cool down today, then state will be passed as it is. I'm going to return math.max of cool down and not cool down. Similarly here math.max of sell and not sell, right? Now for the base case, right? Base case was if I is equal to 0, right? Then if state is equal to 0, if you're in a buying state, then only you are going to return prices of I. Else you're going to return what? You're going to return 0. All in all the other cases. Basically, this is the straightforward solution. Recur function we are going to call prices. We are going to mention index will be prices dot length minus 1 initially. And the best state to start from is state 1, selling state. Basically this is the reason is that you cannot buy on the last day, that is for sure. And being on cooldown is same as the selling state actually, right, for the last day, right? If you sell today, right, if you sell on the last day, or maybe it's not best to sell on the last day, then the same is cooldown day, right? So both actually will be having the same things, right? What I'm trying to say is that, let's say this is a day, this is a day, this is a day, right? Let's say this was the best selling last selling day, right? Let's say we don't have to transact at all. Let's say this was 1, this was 9, right? Let's say this was 2. So you're going to sell here and not going to transact at all. Isn't it similar to cooldown itself? So cooldown case we don't need to mention here, because only like cooldown selling are same, and buying we are not going to perform on the last day. So this is the only remaining options. The best answer is going to lie in the selling day itself, right? I hope this is clear. I hope this makes sense, right? Let's compile this missing return statement. Okay, so we are just going to do a dummy return 0. It's the dummy return, right? Actually all the returns will happen here only, but yeah, just for the sake of it, let's write it. Actually here I think there is no requirement of that. So okay, so I think we are getting wrong answer. Let's investigate what is what is configured as. So of course misses that we have to write the minus sign here, because if you are buying on the 0th day, then only profit you are going to make is the you're going to pay for that particular day. On the 0th day there is only one day and you're buying, so minus. Let's run this again. If you submit this, it's not going to get submitted. It's going to throw time limit exceeded, of course. Let's wait for that. So time limit exceeded, definitely. This is of course a dynamic programming problem. So let's quickly convert it into memoization itself. So for converting to memoization, what we are going to do is we are simply see. This is the length of the array, and this is only 0, 1, 2. Right? So what is the dimensions of the memoization array? This is the trick I've already told you, right? So int memo array will be a 2D array because there are two parameters on which the recursion function is dependent on. So memo is equal to new int. The first parameter will be prices array. Prices dot length -1, right? Actually price dot length, and this will be of length 3. Correct. Okay. So we are simply going to pass it. Let's copy this actually. Right? Let's not use things with this. So here I'm going to write public. Here I'm going to write the memo array. Right. Let's call this memo function as well. And instead of calling this a memo array, let's call it DP. Correct. Here we call the memo function, and here we pass DP. Correct. We pass the DP. So what is going to happen is that here you remember recall and remember, correct? So basically if DP of I comma state is not equal to 0, we're going to return DP of I comma state, right? And from all the rest of the cases wherever return statement is there, just need to do is DP of I comma state, DP of I comma state is equal to, and you're going to return that particular value from there itself, correct? I hope this makes sense, right? Let's try to submit this, right? I think from wherever you're calling recur as well, you need to call memo from there, and basically from all these places you need to call the DP array. You need to pass the DP array itself. Right? So I hope this makes sense, and I hope this is clear. Let's try to run this code. Running it will of course pass. Let's try to submit this code once. And it's getting submitted. So I hope this question is clear to everyone, right? It is basically pick not pick strategy only. It's just there are 3 states, right, actually, right? And if you buy, you do some stuff and you buy. If not buy, do not do anything else, and you just pass on. If you sell, you do add and perform the next operation. If you do not sell, then you do not add anything. You just pass on the operation to the previous day. If you do cooldown may you don't actually do add or subtract anything. Either you cool down on this day or you cool down on the previous day. That is the only thing, right? I hope this is clear to everyone, right? You'll be able to find the link to GitHub down in the description itself. So all the codes which we are doing in this series are present on that particular you can say repository itself. So I hope you all enjoyed the lecture itself. I hope everything was clear, and fear not if this is the if you're watching this video, basically next videos will keep on coming, right? I'm recording the content first and then I'm going to start uploading it, right? Because that is the kind of route I'm trying to take, right? So that my content is ready and then I deliver it. So yeah. So I hope this is clear to everybody. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. Thanks a lot everyone for joining, and see you in the next question. Bye.